Young Junk!
Oh, hey! What's up to our fellow sidekicks and henchmen out there in the mother-loving geek nation? Thank you for tuning in to CultPop Podcast Live, episode 126. If you're new here, this is a place where we talk about movies and comics and TV and the welcoming embrace of sweet, sweet death and all the other things that scratch your nerdy little itches. Tonight, we're broadcasting to you... Oh, Death Positive! Look at that shirt. Spooky.
I've worn it quite a few times on my other podcast.
Tonight, we'll get to that. Tonight we're broadcasting live from Young Junk HQ, a bomb-ass podcasting production studio in Philadelphia, PA. I'm your host, JD of...
Johnny Destructor's Hero Complex, located at 4327 Main Street, Philadelphia, PA, a super rad comic shop which caters to nerdy and nerd-adjacent individuals of all shapes, sizes, and genders.
And as always, with us, and by us I mean me and Dylan, is
Yoda.
Yoda, co-host of your other favorite podcast, Inside the Morgue, Alice.
That's me.
Hi, Alice.
Hi.
How's it going?
Pretty good.
Was that a gift?
No, I bought it myself. It's from something called the Order of the Good Death, and it's by, have you heard of Caitlin, I'm going to butcher it, Doherty?
Yes.
Yeah.
She wrote that book.
Yeah,
She wrote the...
yeah.
What
You'll get
was that
smoke in
called?
your eyes.
Smoke in your eyes. Yeah, I did read that. Yeah.
She has a website, Order of Good Death, and it's all about like death positivity and like embracing and helping make changes for other people who have different like religious practices and with their death and everything. And so I like to support them, and I bought this shirt from them.
It's adorable.
Yeah.
The reason I'm asking, I'm sorry, I was watching a show this week called The Four Seasons, and in it, a woman is all about like, you know, there's moms, and moms always have like an animal that they love, and then everyone buys them like that animal.
That is me.
I was wondering, is like, because
Death is my animal.
Yes.
Death is my mom animal. People get me skulls, and I love it.
Right?
I love it.
Yeah.
I fully embrace it.
My mother's was cows.
Cows.
Our whole kitchen was full of different cow things that everyone would just get her a cow thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I feel like my mom's
So I thought,
frogs.
yeah, yours is death.
Mine is death.
Your mom's was what?
Frogs.
Oh, yeah.
She
cute.
likes, yeah.
Anyway, hi. Last but not least, in the booth is our expert producer, Dylan. Hey, Dylan.
Yo, what's up?
If anyone is watching, say hi.
Can they see you right
everybody.
now?
They can see me right now.
That's
Yeah, yeah.
awesome.
Guys,
Hot diggity dog.
Hot diggity dog.
How do you feel to be able to see Dylan, everyone?
If they're watching and listening and want to know more about Young Junk HQ, the space and services, what do they do about that?
Well,
How do they come to terms with it?
I'll tell you how to come to terms with it. Look at the bottom of your screen right here. That's my email, dylan@youngchunk.com.
that's him.
Yeah, it's on me now, so
Yeah.
Oh.
Damn it.
I point down. Yeah. So hit me up and we'll start a podcast.
Tonight, we'll be chitting and also chatting about Final Destination Bloodlines, making it, I think, the 180th movie of with the Bloodlines subtitle.
My God.
What was
We're
it?
all gonna die.
I actually had to look it up. So there's Bloodlines, Final Destination Bloodlines, Wrong Turn 5 Bloodlines, Hellraiser Bloodline, Pet Sematary Bloodlines,
Absolutely.
and Day of the Dead Bloodline. I bet there's more, but yeah, horror movies love Bloodlines. We love a little back and forth. So pipe up in the chat and or send us emails at cultpopgo@gmail.com. Speaking of in the chat, Eddie Madison is in the chat saying, greetings, programs. What's shaking bacon? For Alice, no bacon is being shaken. Shook?
I made the very bad joke because I'm a vegetarian. I'll still shake some bacon though.
Right? I had a BLT for lunch, so I am filled with bacons.
I had a
You just gotta
BLT
shake
yesterday.
It's pretty easy. I just jiggle my bits. What's that?
I had a BLT yesterday.
Oh, they're so good.
They're good.
I mean, you're not missing anything. They suck. They're
I-
so good.
I do miss bacon. I'm not gonna lie. I do miss meat sometimes.
Right?
It's been years now.
Oh, yeah. Speaking of emails, let's do it. Christopher St. Saucy Goodnight got into the email, and he said, for the live show, when is the last time we came together as a society? We did it for the last few Harry Potter books and movies and Avengers Endgame. I would say we came together for Gilmore Girls, A Year in the Life on Netflix. I think with them moving midnight showings to the 6 p.m. has made them less of a thing. The blockbusters are still blockbusters, but remember a world where there was one showing of a new movie at 11:55 p.m. on a Thursday night instead of multiple showings on Thursday and even into Wednesday nights, depending on the movie? I miss that. A lot of people bought/read the newest Hunger Games.
I did.
Yeah, you did.
It was my favorite awful, as we said in another episode.
But there was no midnight release party for it. Do people even do Super Bowl parties anymore? Chris Ain't Saucy, good night. I cannot speak to Super Bowls or their parties because I don't give a shit.
People still do them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But when was the last time people came together? My go-to was, the last time I could think of was the Barbenheimer.
Barbenheimer. People love Barbenheimer.
Like,
I loved Barbenheimer.
Driving through Manayunk, I would watch just gaggles, murders of women in pink outfits walking to the movie theater.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I did that. I bought a pink shirt specifically to go to the movies with Jess.
Yeah.
Because she owned pink already. I did not.
You're not a pinky?
I do. I like pink. I just don't own a lot of it. I do very much like pink. I don't think it like looks great on me. I like to look at the color pink. I don't.
Your
like
eyes are pink.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
They are. I'm a little pink today.
Barbenheimer, and then what was the other one we said? Dylan.
Sinners.
Sinners.
Like Sinners.
Currently.
And also, Sinners. And I also feel like Black Panther was kind of an event. Like Wakanda
Yeah, it
Forever.
was.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, all the like Marvel movies, like
From time to time.
time.
You would get one that like really
Yeah.
popped off. I mean, each one used to be an event.
Yeah.
There was like a good,
Yeah.
I don't know, 5-year period there where every Marvel movie was an event.
Yeah.
Everybody flocked to go see them.
Yeah.
And now it's like,
Yeah.
we'll go see it, maybe.
I thought not a movie. Pokemon Go.
That's right.
Everyone really got into that.
Which
Summer
was how long ago?
2016.
God damn it.
9 years. Yeah.
The goddamn Dickolas.
Yep.
So, Christopher saying good night. God damn it.
Saint Saucy.
Mother Hubbard. Thank you for the email, Chris. That's good stuff. That's a really great question. Thank you.
Yeah.
And I miss midnight movies. There's not a week that goes by that I'm not lamenting in my brain two things from my either childhood or past that I miss. Sleepovers. I loved horror movie sleepovers.
Yep.
You want to sleep over tonight?
Yes.
You want to sleep over?
All tonight.
Yeah.
My
yeah.
mom said I can't go.
No girls allowed.
Even in my like 20s and probably 30s, I would have people over just to stay up super late watching horror movies.
Oh yeah.
Fucking, I love that shit. And yeah, midnight movies, when a movie would come out and it was a big deal. And I don't know if it was The Dark Knight that stopped it. Wasn't there a shooting at a midnight showing of The Dark Knight?
Yeah, in
Chicago, I think.
I thought it
Forget
was
where
Colorado.
it was, but Colorado sounds familiar.
Yeah,
Might
something that starts with an A that I'm
Yeah.
forgetting.
But they just stopped doing midnight showings.
Aurora?
And now what?
Aurora, I want to say the name of the town was.
If only we had Google. So yeah, I miss midnight showings and I miss horror movie sleepover parties. Those are my favorite. Anyway, thank you for the email, Christopher St. Saucy. Good night. We really appreciate it. We're going to move on to our section called Hey Cult Poppers, What's Poppin', wherein I ask my co-host and friend Alice and Dylan what was poppin' for them this week. Hey, Alice.
Hey, me.
Was something poppin' this week for you?
One of my best friends got married.
Hey, bwah, bwah,
Jazz,
bwah.
co-host of Inside the Morgue, is now a married lady, and I'm so happy for her. I sobbed like a baby at the wedding.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was very emotional the whole day. It was just reflecting on how I've known Jess for such a short amount of time, but she she's made such an impact in my life, and like we're so important to each other. I'm like, I can't believe there was a time in my life not that long ago where you weren't there.
How long ago was it?
3 years.
What?
I know. We met she hired me.
I thought you guys were like lifetime friends.
We met 3 years ago
channel.
at work. Yeah.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy?
That's insane.
Yeah.
Oh, that's lovely though.
Isn't it great?
That's really
and it was
sweet.
just like, it was just beautiful to be there for her special moment. She was glowing the whole day. But in pop culture news, I do actually have a quick what's poppin'. Season 4 of Yellow Jackets was just renewed and announced. And Jess is one of my favorite people to talk to about Yellow Jackets with. She's on her honeymoon right now, so I'm like, I don't want to bother her, but I'm going to send her a quick thing on Instagram. I'll send her the trailer. And she responded immediately in all caps, was like, this is better than me being married.
Awesome.
And
Do
then
not show that to her husband, but yes.
I also sent it at the same time to friend of the podcast, Sam, of Nolan Sam. And
Famously of Nolan Sam. Yeah.
And she's also on vacation with her husband. And I'm like, I don't want to, these are like the only two people I want to talk about this with, but they're both away. But I sent her the message. She also immediately responded. Was like, oh my God, this is amazing. I was like, God, I miss you both.
I've only watched season 1 or 2. Which one ends at the therapy camp?
2.
Okay, so I've watched the first 2 seasons, and it's great.
Yeah.
I love it. However, I just forget to watch it.
It's like took such because of the writer's strike. There was such a big gap.
Is that what it was?
Yeah.
I just don't think of it.
Yeah.
When you bring it up, I'm like, oh man, I really got to get back on that
Yeah.
Yellow Jackets because I really enjoyed that. And then it comes time, like whenever I go into a music store or something, kids, ask your grandparents what a music store was. If I go into a music store, I'd be like, do I like any bands? I can't even think of an album that I'm looking for. Yeah. So it just whoop. Or even if I just go to the refrigerator.
Yeah.
And I open it up and I'm like, why am I here?
What
am I doing? Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would like to
do
get
that.
back onto the Yellow Jackets train.
I highly recommend it.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Don't get on the plane.
Dropped a like, Kimasabi. Thank you, Eddie Madison.
Woo woo.
Appreciate it. So the 4th one was announced.
Yeah. So it had an after season 3 finale, which is a crazy finale. Very, very good. We were kind of in limbo waiting to hear if season 4 was going to be like, if it was getting renewed.
Yeah.
And like, they kept us waiting a while.
Oh.
I was getting nervous. I'm like, oh my God.
What if?
And because they did
Could be
kind
another
of,
glow situation.
they did kind of answer a lot of questions in the season 3 finale, which made me nervous because I was like, okay, they answered a lot of my questions from the beginning here. So is this like
The end.
the end?
Yeah.
But no, it's renewed.
If it was over, would it have been a satisfying end? Because it's happened a couple of times with shows where, God, it was a 1 season thing that just happened, and I was like, we could just, or no, a 2nd season. What was the 2nd season? And I just went, well, we could be done here, but I'm glad there's more coming.
Yeah, so there were like 2 really big major questions that were answered.
Yeah.
That I'm glad were answered, and if it had ended, I would be like, okay, at least we know these 2 things. But they also opened a lot of other doors.
Oh, okay.
And I'm like, well, now I want to know all this stuff
Gotcha.
and how this went down. So I would say no.
I was told, and I wish I wasn't told this, that it's not supernatural, which seems insane to me. The things that are going on in seasons 1 and 2, that it's nothing supernatural.
I am one of the supernatural deniers. I don't think it's supernatural.
You don't think it's supernatural?
But I think what the show does so well is it toes the line of the gray area where I do second guess myself sometimes where I'm like, maybe it is. And then I'm like, no, this is just their trauma. And then I'm like, but that was a little weird. And I think they do it very well. And I kind of don't ever want them to flat out answer the question because that's part of the fun of the show.
Yeah.
Is going back and forth with people who think it's supernatural or who think it's not. And like,
because I could have sworn Noel told me that one of the creators of the show flat out said there's nothing.
oh, I didn't think they ever said. I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe I'm making that up.
Jess and I did like a brief Yellow Jackets episode where we like broke down all the different deaths and like what the causes of death would have been.
Yeah.
And we talked about we both don't think it's supernatural. Okay. I just think it'd be so much. I think it'd be almost darker if it's not supernatural.
And it's just them being...
Because then they have to come to terms with the fact that there is no supernatural... Like, you are the monster.
Yeah.
You did this because you wanted to.
It's almost as if they're the Walking Dead. Bum, bum, bum.
Bum, bum, bum. Yeah. Anyway.
Dylan!
Yo.
Oh, hey. How you doing?
I'm pretty good. How are you doing?
Oh, great. What was popping for you this week?
For me this week, I have been watching, I think it's episode 5 of, or maybe 6, I think 5, of... The Last of Us.
Oh!
Yeah.
I've heard of it.
Season 2.
Yeah.
Absolutely fantastic. Loving it. Season 1 was like one of my favorite shows in a really long time.
Oh, my God.
And season 2 has promised to be pretty good so far.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Costa likes the games and the show. Did you play the games?
I did not play the games. I have friends who have played the games. And they've all said that like it's one of the best like video game
It really is.
adaptations.
Yeah.
Have you played the game?
I played the first Last of Us all the way through, and it's awesome.
Yeah.
And I played maybe not even halfway through of Last of Us 2, and then got distracted. I don't know. Maybe I had a baby. I forget. But like, I want to go back and finish it. I just don't know when I'll get a chance. But yeah, it's some of my favorite games ever.
Yeah, that's like what I've been told is that it's just like beautiful gameplay, beautiful story, and just the show really
Heart-wrenching.
the show really does it justice. Apparently, I've never played the games, but love the show, love it.
Yeah. Costa really likes the show. I watched the first episode, and I was dealing with some personal stuff, so I was way too emotional during the first episode, and I was like, I don't know if I can watch the rest of this right now.
Yeah.
So he watched it without me. I told him it was fine, and he loves it. I definitely want to go back.
I highly recommend it. It's so good. It's some of the best TV out right now.
Yeah. I love the cast.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Pedro Pascal, handsome.
Yep.
Bella Ramsey. I just found out today that she's British.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, great show.
Yeah.
Nice.
Hey, Jeannie.
Well, I'll tell you what was
What's
popping for me this week. Oh, there.
Give me a minute.
I wasn't sure what was happening.
Give me a minute. It was building up.
Do it again.
Hey.
Oh, hey. Hi.
What's popping with you?
Oh, I'll tell you. So I'm a big Tina Fey fan. Fafin. I love her so much. I remember way back in the day being like, I don't know who she is, but the lady with the scar on SNL, I love her. So yeah, she's fantastic. And she has a new show called The Four Seasons. And it's one of those like prestige shows, maybe 9 episodes on Netflix. And turns out it's based on a late 70s, early 80s movie written and directed by Alan Alda. Am I saying that right? Something made my brain think that I was not correct.
I think you.
But yeah, Alan Alda.
Yeah.
You know that dude. He's adorable. I love him.
Yeah.
And this has taken that very, kind of short film and stretched it out as these shows do. 1-hour episodes, and I think there's 9 of them. And it's 3 suburban couples and their vacations, 1 per season. And each season is about 2 episodes. And it's just kind of delightful, and it's not a laugh riot. Things like 30 Rock that that I'm used to from Tina Fey, very absurdist comedy, that sort of what have you. This is just slice of life, a bunch of people in their early 50s, late 40s, early 50s, and they get together every so often and they have their little vacations, and you just check in with each other's lives and all this other stuff. And just they're all married, so it's marital problems, and like one episode's about a problem with one of their kids, and just stuff like that. And there's a gay couple, but they're also open. They have an open relationship. And it's just kind of sweet. It's really pleasant.
I saw a trailer for this on Netflix. Like, it popped up as something I might enjoy. And I've been meaning to go back and watch it. I love the cast, everybody in it.
It's one of those shows that Sushan and I are really loving. But it's hard to recommend it to people without amping it up and having them being like, "Oh, this is just fine." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because there's nothing big and crazy about it. It's literally just these people interacting and going through their lives. But it's really fun, and it is funny.
Yeah.
It's got, I didn't say who else was in it. Will Forte, Tina Fey, Kerry Kenny, who I'm always delighted to see because I know her from The State. She was in my all-time favorite sketch comedy show on MTV back in the early 90s called The State.
Oh my God,
and so I'm
that.
so happy that she's in this, although her character does not have a good time.
Aww.
And and Coleman Domingo and Steve Carell. Coleman Domingo is a name that I did not know before last year. I think he wrote and directed that movie about the actors in prison.
He was in it. I don't know if he wrote and directed.
No?
I don't.
Shoot.
I'm pretty sure.
What was that called? It was so...
Sing Sing.
What was that?
Sing Sing?
Sing Sing.
Yeah. I don't know. Did he write and direct that?
I thought he was one of the...
He's in it.
Oh, all right.
I think.
Maybe I'm dumb.
I haven't seen it yet, but that's on my short list.
Yeah, you're right. He's just in it.
Yeah.
No, it was directed by Greg Quidar, and written by some other folks. So, but yeah, he was the main character in that, and he's awesome. And so he's just sort of become a name that I look for now. Like whenever he shows up, I'm like, oh, Coleman Domingo, I'll watch that. So yeah, highly recommend, but not too highly. Don't get your hopes up.
I highly recommend it. I haven't even watched it.
But yeah, I'm really enjoying it.
Up.
And I think we're like maybe 1 or 2 episodes away from the end. Mm-hmm. And it's just been renewed for season 2, which I'm delighted about. Yeah. So yeah, just really well written, really well acted, and it's really engaging. Yeah. In the chat, Vicious Marshmallow says, the Dylan cam. Oh, hell yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Show the people again.
Hey.
Is that a Nightwing hoodie? You bet your bippy.
Bippy.
Your bippy.
You bet your bippy, bub.
My whole bippy?
Yeah, yeah. You can bet your whole bippy that it is a Nightwing hoodie. Yes. All right. So we are here for one reason and one reason only.
Bloodlines.
Bloodlines. Final Destination.
And their final destination.
That's right. Written by Guy Busick, who is credited with Ready or Not, Scream 2024.
Is he Radio Silence? Is he a Radio Silence guy?
Maybe.
And Abigail, I saw on there.
Why does my my thing keep shutting down? And what was the other thing? Oh, and Abigail, yeah. And then John Watts, also one of the writers, and he did Spider-Man: Homecoming. He directed that.
Oh my God.
And then Laurie Evans Taylor, who did Bed Rest and Lucky Dog. 2 things I've never heard of, but I didn't want to not include her.
I've heard of Lucky Dog.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Couldn't tell you what it's about. Couldn't tell you anything. But I'm going to look into it after this.
Directed by Zach Lipovsky and Adam B. Stein. Both did Freaks and Kim Possible.
Shut up.
I've never seen Kim Possible.
I almost
The
wore
movie.
green pants today. That would have been perfect. A black top and green pants. It's so Kim Possible.
Plagued by a recurring violent nightmare, a college student returns home to find the one person who can break the cycle and save her family from the horrific fate that inevitably awaits them. It's got a 92% on Rotten Tomatoes with an 89% audience score. And it is starring, I'll tell you, Caitlin Santa Juana, Tio Briones, Richard Harmon, there's a bunch of names I just do not know. Tinpo Lee, but Tony Todd. Yay, Tony Todd! He's back for the last time. So, some other things that were popping for us this week, because we're both fans of the Final Destinations.
Oh, yeah.
Was you watched Final Destination 1 with Costa, sort of.
Sort of. You went to bed early, but he stayed around for the first crazy death post plane crash.
Okay. What is the first one? The
Shower.
bathtub.
Shower. Yeah.
And then
Where the water like floods in from the tub and then it goes away.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I did my thing and now I'm gone.
Bye.
Yeah.
And then you watched.
I watched 2. He was there too for I had 2 on last night. I've seen it before, so I kind of put it on while we were like making dinner.
Yeah.
But I made him pay attention during like the log truck scene. I was like, I know you know of this, but you need like just because it's in like pop culture, you know of the log truck, but you need to see it happen.
Yeah. And it's one of the all-time greats.
It's so good.
I forget how long it goes.
It's so
There's
long.
so many different things happening in that one log truck scene, but it's so good.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Anytime it's on, I'll just be like, okay, I'm just going to watch this whole thing.
This horrific accident occur.
The show needs more Dylan. So many logs. Wait, tub. Physics were so broken. Yeah.
Yes.
Physics are broken in the Final Destination movie.
Oh yeah.
For
Physics
sure.
doesn't count.
Yeah.
Final Destination.
That's coming for you, baby. So you watched 1 and 2.
Yeah.
I skipped 1 and 2 because I've seen 1 and 2 so many times.
I hadn't watched them in a while. I've watched 4 recently for some random reason.
I watched 3 and 4.
Sorry.
And as I was putting on 3, I realized that Mary Elizabeth Winstead was in it. Had no idea. I have not seen 3 and 4 since the theater when they were first released. I just, for some reason, never went back and watched them.
This is the first Final Destination I saw in theater.
Oh,
Yeah, I know. Isn't that great?
that's good. And I watched 3 and 4, and I thought they were awful. I forgot that
like
they
the
were
NASCAR tires spinning off a person's head.
No, it wasn't great.
What about
It's
the
so
swimming pool scene when his butthole gets sucked.
That part I loved. That reminded me of a scene in a Chuck Palahniuk novel. So Chuck Palahniuk wrote a novel called, I want to say it's like called Ghosts or something like that. And it's a bunch of novelists, writers who get together, and that's sort of like the sort of like the bookend of the novel. And then you're reading different little novellas from the different authors in this one book. And one of those short stories is about that happening to somebody who likes to go into water and initiate relations with himself underwater in a pool, and he winds up naked and getting sucked to the bottom of the pool. And
Oh my God.
and then he loses his business. So it was so bad that he would do live readings of it and people would faint or vomit.
Oh my
Yeah, it's like a legit
God.
thing. And then they did it in Final
And
Destination.
then
Yeah.
I watched it on TV. And then I watched it at home.
But yeah, it's in 3 and 4, the acting is terrible. The writing is terrible. Mary Elizabeth Winstead does the best she can with what she's given, but there are no less than 4 times that either she says it herself or someone tells it to her that she is a control freak.
Oh.
And it's one of those things of,
Yep.
you know, show, don't tell.
Mm-hmm.
Certainly don't tell us 4 times. There's a scene in the beginning where she's, you know, the classic Final Destination things happening where like, oh, I've got a bad feeling, and oh, there's hair on the back of my neck is standing up, and I'm getting chills, and like I'm seeing spooky things, and every spooky thing is making me feel worse. You know, that like the build up towards the big inciting incident of any Final Destination. And her boyfriend sees that she's nervous, and he takes her and he faces her and he goes, the only reason that you're nervous about this is because you're afraid of not having control, and going on this roller coaster ride, it means you don't have control. And then there's like 3 other times where she's like, oh, if I wasn't such a control freak, like it's so
Like,
bad.
we get it.
Yeah.
We get the point.
It's awful. But then with 4, I feel like they turn a corner and they're just like, well, we're going to try and be a comedy now because it's so bad that it feels like it has to be on purpose. So yeah, I didn't even make it all the way through 4. I'm at the part where they almost get to isn't there like a man-eating escalator or something? God damn it.
Yeah.
So bad. But
I forgot that's in 4.
so doing that, getting psyched, because I was so psyched for Final Destination Bloodlines, that I was nervous about going into Final Destination Bloodlines because I was so hyped. And I'm going to go watch the movies. And then they were so bad that it made me not kind of want to see the new one. Mm-hmm. But we already had tickets and we had a plan for the show. So we went to go
Forced him to go.
And it was awesome.
Yeah. It was so much fun.
So good.
Yeah. See, I had the opposite effect because I watched the 2 good ones.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my God, this is going to be great.
Yep. And then it was.
Right. It was.
Yeah. Go. What did you think?
Oh my God. It was so much fun.
Yeah.
It was fantastic. Everything was ridiculous and in the best way. Mm-hmm. And we talked about this after leaving theater. You actually give a shit about the characters.
Yes. It's the first time since the first movie.
Yeah.
Well, maybe part 2 a little bit. Mm-hmm. I like them too.
Yeah.
But ever since then, it's kind of like a Nightmare on Elm Street or a Friday the 13th, where just like they're annoying kids you want to die.
Yeah.
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 But yeah, with this one,
This one, you're like, oh my God.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. Except for Jerry Fenbury.
Classic.
Jerry Fenbury.
That guy sucks.
He's a character you don't even see.
Pink Apocalypse says, I've never seen a single Final Destination movie. They always just seemed kind of stupid in the previews.
Oh, they are.
Pink,
but that's
100%.
That's what it is.
It's stupid.
And
from my understanding, the first movie was originally written as a serial killer. Mm-hmm. And then they decided, what if the serial killer was literally just death?
Brilliant.
And that's sort of the hook of the movie, is that...
Give me 14.
Give me 14 of them right now.
Give me 14 of them right now.
So yeah, no, Pink, they're really dumb. And
yeah, they're not supposed to be any kind of like psychological elevated horror. No.
Yeah, no, it's very silly, but the first 2 do it in, I think, a perfect kind of way. Mm-hmm. And then 3 and 4 really fall off the cliff. And then this one is, I want to say, maybe better than 2. Yeah. I was really surprised at how good this movie was. There are characters who in many other franchises, or even actually, fuck that, in previous installments of this franchise, we would have gotten these characters have one dimension, that's it. And we get kind of quality acting, pathos that I was not expecting, and characters that you think are one way, and that was specifically the guy with the piercings.
Yeah.
In so many other movies, what's his name?
Eric.
I
only looked him up because I was trying to remember the name Jerry Fenbury.
Yeah. There's so many movies where that character who's got piercings and tattoos and likes heavy metal, that would just be it.
That's his whole thing.
That's whole thing. And then they start off that character that way. And then throughout the movie, you find out more and more about this guy. And he just feels like a well-rounded, well-lived-in character. A very tiny little aspect of it is he's at the tattoo parlor that we see in the trailer, and he's giving someone a tattoo, and he's got to clean up, and he puts on heavy metal, and dung 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 dung, and all of the speaker, the bass from the speaker is getting things shaking. So you're like, oh, what's gonna fall? What's gonna happen? And then he turns that off because his dad because something happened to a family member. And he's sad, and he puts on his sad mix, and then
he listens to sad music, and he gets emotional.
Yeah, and he just feels like a character that we don't usually see in these types of movies.
And he also, we were talking about this again on the drive back, that kind of archetype of a character, I feel like would be portrayed as like the black sheep of the family.
Yeah.
He had a very healthy relationship with his siblings and his parents.
On his phone, his screensaver on his phone is his dad kissing him on the face.
Cheek.
Yeah.
And it's not even like an old picture. Like it's a very recent photo. And it's like,
it's dumb little nuggets like that that really add to an experience for me when I'm watching a horror film. And I just need a little something to make me care about these characters that are doomed. But I love when they add in just the tiniest little sprinkling. Christopher Goodnight says, "Death is your gift." Joining late. Hi, Christopher.
Death is my gift.
So yeah, what else did you like about it? Was there anything you didn't like? Oh, let's switch.
Oh, anything I didn't like?
Because there is one thing that
You go first then, because I can't think of anything right now.
And it's really just the plot mechanics of the Final Destination movies. I feel like 9 times out of 10, or maybe 4 times out of 6, you get the same exact beats. Like this movie has a boilerplate template that just you've got your inciting incident, you've got the kids start to get killed off, you've got the scene where they figure out somehow by going to a local mortician maybe that death is coming after you, and in order to stop it, you have to save someone, and then that makes it skip, and then it's got all these like sort of spaghetti mechanics.
Yeah.
And then you get to the end where they're like, we did it. We saved each other. Psych. And then there's a big end where like, whoop, fade to black, everyone's dead. So that's kind of the only problem, is that it's always the same. I feel like Ali Larter doesn't make it, does she? Does she make? You just watched 2.
I didn't finish 2 though.
Oh no, that's the one with the
I don't think she's not
ambulance,
the other one.
right?
Yes.
Yeah. So like she dies, they bring her back. They bring her up in this movie. She dies, they bring her back, and that's how she lives, right? I don't think that she ever gets got after that.
Was that her or was that Kimberly, the character?
Shit. I don't remember.
I only remember because he says it in this one. He's JB found someone.
Ali Larter got exploded.
Yeah.
In the hospital.
Yeah.
Shoot, I forgot about that.
But
spoiler alert.
The other for 2.
For number 2 from 20 years ago. So yeah, it's just
but
sort
the
of
other the Kimberly, the character Kimberly, is the one who gets died and revived.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forget that Ali Larter is brought in as sort of the helper.
Yeah,
the side quest.
Let me guide you. Yeah.
The Tony Todd.
Yeah.
So that's kind of it. But then also, when we get to spoilers, there is something else that I kind of had a problem with this that I told you last night.
Yeah.
Dylan.
That was going to be my problem too, but I didn't want to spoil.
Have you watched any Final Destination?
Yeah, I've seen a smattering of them, as I said earlier.
A splattering?
Yeah, a splattering, if you will. Or a spattering.
Oh!
Right?
I'm so proud of you.
I know that word from
Blood
inside
spatter?
the morgue.
It's not splatter, it's spatter.
Yeah, spatter.
Blood spatter.
Blood
I didn't
spatter.
know that. I know that now because of Alice and Jess. Congratulations, Jess.
Was spatter analysis, right?
Yeah, it's blood
Yeah.
spatter. Yeah. But a lot of people
Everyone
say
says splatter.
Says blood splatter.
I get it.
I get it too, but it's spatter.
Mine's splatter.
I'm proud of
But I'm smarter than you because I know it's spatter.
But death is my gift. So.
I'm spatter than you. Good.
I'm so happy Dylan clocked it before I did.
But so yeah, I've seen some of them. For some reason, I was telling you guys like the second one kind of is the one that's most prominent in my mind.
I think that's most people.
Oh,
because of the
no,
log
I'm sorry. The third one.
truck.
Oh,
The third
yeah.
one, and
Mary
then the
Elizabeth
second one
Winstead.
right after that.
Oh, the roller
Because-
coaster.
Roller
Yeah, the
coaster.
roller
Yeah.
coaster one. Because I specifically remember my good friend growing up had the DVD for it, and it was just such a goofy movie. We would just always watch it. We were like, okay, like
Yeah.
put it on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's like the perfect teenage horror movie.
Yeah,
Let's all get
exactly.
together and watch
Yeah.
this as a group. Yeah.
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 Next time, go back and clock how many times she is called.
Yeah.
Take a drink
No,
every
it
time
ki-
she says she's a control freak.
Yeah.
You trying to kill me?
That's how death gets you.
Yeah,
Which-
exactly.
So this is kind of only tangentially related. When I was watching Scott Pilgrim, Mary Elizabeth Winstead
There you
as
go.
Ramona Flowers, I remember coming out of that movie and being like, I don't get it. Like the manic pixie dream girl kind of trope, right? But also her whole performance in that movie is so flat. She's just so disinterested and she just doesn't care and everything's fine, whatever. Like I dye my hair every week, dude. You get used to it. That sort of thing. And I remember being like, why are so many people attracted to dating Ramona Flowers? She's so like just a one-note nothing character. And I was like, maybe that's just the actress. Maybe it's just Mary Elizabeth Winstead, just her delivery. Like just maybe she can't do it. But then watching Final Destination 3, she does the whole gamut.
Yeah.
She's like, she's terrified. She's screaming. She's crying. Like
She's a control freak.
She's a control freak 900 times. Like, no, she's a good actress. And I learned that from watching the bad movie. But the movie I love, I was kind of like, I don't know, maybe she's not a good actress. So it just, it was obviously a choice that she made for Scott Pilgrim.
Yeah.
To be that disinterested sort of character. But yeah, it wasn't until watching this movie where I was like, oh no, she can act.
No,
There it is. The rest of the movie sucks, but she's doing what she
She's doing
can.
Great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I recommend this movie wholeheartedly.
Yeah.
If you don't even need to see, I don't think any of the other Final
No.
Destinations. Like
You get a little more fun if you have,
Yeah.
but no, it's still fine without it.
if you have to see any of them, I would say 1 and 2.
1 and 2 for sure.
Because 2 we get a lot of 2 in this one, right?
Oh, yeah.
A lot of references to 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. For some reason, not a lot in 1. You know what else pissed me off about 1 and 2, sort of?
What?
Was him dying off screen.
That pissed me off too.
I
I
was
forgot
so
about that
mad.
until I was watching 2 last night. And
Yeah.
I was like, what happened to him? And then she holds up the photo of what happened. I was like,
Oh yeah.
off
yeah.
screen?
Yeah, so like a brick fell off a building and
Sawa
just
off
knocked him
screen.
in the head and killed him. I hate that. Oh, it drives me nuts. I was thinking about
It
today
drove her
because
nuts, too.
I was,
She went
oh,
to
that's
the
true.
psych
She
ward.
went into the asylum. Anyway, go see the movie. We highly recommend it.
Oh wait, one more thing before about the first 2 movies. They take place very close to where I grew up.
Oh,
They go to a beach in the first one where I grew, Jones Beach.
Oh.
It's where he's like hiding out when they're trying to find him when he's like on the run because they think he killed his teacher, but he was trying to save her.
oh my God, that's right.
They're on Jones Beach and Allie
That's the
Larder
best
finds
death.
him.
One of
That's
the all-time best deaths in
that
Hollywood.
beach is like 10 minutes from where I grew up.
Mm-hmm.
So watching this as like a young teen, oh my God, terrified me. I was
Yeah.
like, oh my God.
Nice.
Yeah. Anyway, just a little tidbit. I'm a Long Islander.
If you get a chance, Dylan, watch the teacher death in part 1.
Oh my God, it's
That's-
insane.
I've seen one. I definitely have, but like, it's very vague in my memory.
That's the
honestly.
most drawn out, brutal.
It's
I remember just
so
being like, oh my
crazy.
God, this poor woman. A lot of people point to one of the Jurassic Park movies recently where some woman gets half eaten by like 9 dinosaurs.
Oh my
And her,
God.
her death is so drawn out.
Yeah.
This is that for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Robert Monroe Jr., twice this week on my way to work, I found myself behind trucks carrying logs, thought of Final Destination, and changed lanes.
I feel like we all do now.
Yep.
Even if you haven't seen Final Destination, you just know of it.
I mean, also trucks carrying cars.
Yeah.
Like giant tow trucks, with like the 6 car.
Oh, yeah.
F that. And then rebar.
Oh, yeah.
I will not go near rebar. There's so many things in movies with rebar. It drives me nuts. All right, we're going to move into spoilers. So if you don't want to know anything about this movie, go watch it. It's awesome.
It is.
Go see Sinners, too. If it's still out in
I
theaters.
still
It's so
haven't
good.
seen it. It is still out in theaters.
You haven't seen
I still haven't
Sinners?
seen it. I'm so sorry. I know.
Oh, shit.
I know.
Um,
He's going to kick me off the podcast now.
It's true. All right, let's move into spoilers for Bloodlines, starting now. The fucking cabin. The goddamn cabin.
The only place she's safe is a literal murder cabin covered in sharp things.
Yeah.
And they're like, this is the only place we're safe. And I'm like, fucking.
There's things hanging from ropes in there. Like there's Dylan. There are like you know how in medieval
Rusty
times.
weather vane.
That's right.
Rusty weather vane.
That's
Rusty
how she
weather
gets
vane.
got.
Red flag.
And then
Red flag.
giant poles that have been giant sticks that have been sharpened into spears
Nice.
all over the goddamn place. Now, to be fair, they're pointed outwards away from the cabin,
But, like-
but still.
That would make me feel safe.
So, like, she knows death is after her. She
And
knows
that
it's
does
death.
spooky shit that
And
doesn't exist in physics.
She knows death isn't going to be affected by the spikes.
Right. But death will do something so that the spikes come undone and roll over to the house and I don't know, kill her somehow. Like that's the whole thing about these movies is that
Unless
improbable things happen.
Trying to keep people out to keep them safe. I don't know.
It's so funny. Yeah, there's a scene in this movie where the woman who also very cool inciting incident
Oh my God.
with like the Needle restaurant, whatever. I don't know what that.
The Skyview.
The Skyview.
Yeah.
The fact that I think every other movie so far is a person having a vision of this catastrophe that happens and then they blink back in time and stop it from happening or escape it. Mm-hmm. But then in this one, I love that the person who has that vision is not the person who wakes up from the vision.
Yeah, it's her granddaughter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we're immediately introduced to a completely separate character in a completely different time.
Mm-hmm.
I thought for sure it was going to be that woman
Yeah.
waking up in the 70s.
Yeah.
Yeah. But no, I thought it was really, really cool.
Yeah. That was really fun.
Yeah, this movie it takes the things that we kind of know and love and appreciate about this series and flips them on their head ever so slightly.
Yeah.
In a way that makes it feel fresh and fun. Right? I thought that was really cool.
Yeah.
What was your favorite death?
Oh.
Because I think I got mine. It's so absurd.
Favorite death? I mean, oof.
While you're thinking,
Yeah.
there are people out there who I've talked to who they only like a certain kind of horror movie.
Mm-hmm.
And there are folks out there who do not like jump scares. This has 900 jump scares.
Yeah.
Like even the very beginning where we see that train track
Yeah.
and it pulls out
And it's like,
and then boom.
Yeah.
It's something as dumb as it's a quiet moment looking at a train track and a car goes by
Very abruptly.
very abruptly and so loud that it's just
Yeah.
automatically putting you
Yeah.
kind of at
Yeah.
unease. So yeah, if you don't like jump scares, maybe skip this one.
Yeah. Favorite death. The little jerk of a kid who gets crushed by the piano.
Holy shit! Okay. Oh, you went immediately for the child death. Cool.
No.
Go.
Just like because it was so he's running down the stairs. He caused all of this, and he's just like running down the stairs.
Yeah.
Piano. That was
It's
just
the fact that he's a little shit,
yeah.
right?
When,
Other than that, the MRI.
Did he
that
have keys as his teeth?
No,
when he
but
set
that's
up?
what it was about it. It was so like Looney Tunes. He should have like accordioned up like Bugs Bunny. Like it was just so, and you knew it was coming too because we saw the piano crash inside
Yeah.
the top of the building, and I'm like,
It's choreographed out the wazoo, but you're just
yeah.
like, oh, good, it got
I'm
him.
like,
Yeah.
I just like it was so Looney Tunes-esque where he like literally like he gets down there and he stops and he's like, and then bam.
I love a good piano death.
Either that or the MRI scene was brutal.
That's mine. The
Yeah.
MRI is so intricate and it builds up in so many different ways and you don't know how it's going to go.
Wait, is mine technically a death? Because that didn't happen.
That's true.
It's in the beginning. She stopped it from happening,
True.
but it's
I'm
part of her
we don't
vision.
know whatever happened to that kid, huh? Yeah, she saved him.
She saved him, but he probably died at some point because everybody else
Everybody else died, yeah.
eventually. But yeah.
So yeah, it didn't happen. It was a vision.
All right. So
But
MRI
yeah,
then.
For me, the MRI with the... I was really surprised that the tattoo parlor sequence ended the way it ended.
Oh Oh yeah, he didn't die in that.
For sure, yeah.
And that's when we learn out that he didn't die because he's not part of the bloodline because his dad is actually Jerry Fenbury.
Fucking
and
Jerry
not,
Fenbury. That's the funniest
not
part
Howard
of the movie.
Campbell. Oh my God.
The fact that they bring up this character that
It forces the mom to admit her affair.
Yeah. But like they express this information to the audience as if we all know who this guy is.
Yeah.
We've never met him. He's never on screen. I love shit like that.
He's like, "Who's my real dad?" And she's like, "It's Jerry Fenbury." He's like,
Not
Jerry Fenbury. And it's like, and then,
is that
then
why
they're
he's
like,
always trying to play catch?
yeah. And then he's like storming out and they're still arguing about it. It's just the
Such a good-
funniest. It's
yeah.
such a funny bit. Whenever
bit.
something goes wrong, I'm going to be like, fucking Jerry Fenbury.
Oh, that dude sucks.
Oh my God.
Robert Monroe Jr. says Sinners need a Criterion release. Yeah, man. That movie's so goddamn good. You should just go watch,
right,
just go see it. Let's see, anything else?
Well, okay, we were talking about this. Are you still talking about favorite deaths?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. The weather vane to the face was pretty cool because she knew it was going to happen.
The fact that she just lets go, and I was like, she lets go, and it's just like, let death come get me. And I thought for sure there would be some, what is it called? I can never remember the name of it. Where a bunch of different sequences happen to engage a trap.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought it was going to be this whole thing.
Rube Goldberg.
Rube Goldberg.
Yeah.
The fact that it happens like that
Yeah.
was awesome. I was really unexpected.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
she's just literally like seeing is believing. So she steps out of the house and immediately gets hit with a weather vane,
Yeah.
a rusty weather vane that she put on top of her house.
Her
very,
murder cabin.
very tippy.
Yeah.
I don't know how to say.
Very loosely applied.
There you
Yeah,
go.
yeah.
That's words.
So yeah, I was really surprised at how good this was. I was pleasantly delighted.
And I loved seeing the mortician pop back out.
Tony Todd,
Oh, the red flag for letting them walk in the middle of an autopsy.
right?
You don't let just people walk in.
Guts everywhere. Come on.
No.
But though you were very excited.
I was very excited. As soon as they're like
my job.
autopsy room, I was like, oh, everybody was like, I knew that.
That's me.
I'm in the movie.
So Tony Todd, one of the things I really appreciate about this movie, which could have fallen flat, the fact that Tony Todd's character from most of these movies, if not all of these films, we get his origin story,
Yeah.
which I loved.
Candyman.
I usually do not like that whole, like Scream 3. Oh, it was really this the whole time. But the fact that this takes a character who in every installment that he shows up and I go, how does he even know any of this shit? Like in the first movie, he just tells them the rules of death.
Yeah.
There's no reason for him to know it. Other than he's like a mortician, right?
Oh, sorry. If you work in the death field, that's just how you talk to
That's
people.
how they tell you?
That's how you
That's-
talk to people. Random people will just walk into my building and I have to be be really cryptic.
I see.
It's part
Tell
of the
Tell
job.
them how death works.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
yeah.
the fact
and then
that
I send them on their way.
yeah.
Yeah.
But the fact that they actually give it a reason, love it. Yeah. So
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
they
he was at
retconned
the
it.
Skyview.
Yeah,
He was
so
there.
good.
He was saved. He was a little boy. His mom was a singer.
Also, great. I feel so bad because Noel keeps coming in with these terrible theater anecdotes.
Mm-hmm.
And this was awesome.
Oh, this was great.
It was like a pretty full theater and the vibes were great.
We were all giggling, laughing at the
Yes.
same bits,
Everyone
like,
was
"Oh,
interacting
shit,"
with
like,
the movie.
Yes.
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 We didn't have someone trying to do their like tight 10 behind
Yeah,
us.
no.
It was just everyone was gasping and laughing and
Yep.
yeah, what a great experience.
It was
I
very
loved it.
fun. It
Yeah.
was very, very fun.
Disc collectors, Vinegar Syndrome is about to have their bi-yearly 50% off sale. Thank you, Pink.
Ooh.
Vinegar Syndrome. A lot of movies that I've never heard of in Vinegar Syndrome. Every time I go through that set, I'm like, I haven't heard of a lot of these, most of these. But yeah, very nice sort of artistic packaging and really nice releases with a lot of extra shit. Very cool. So yeah.
Yeah. But we wanted to discuss something
Oh, we did.
because
Oh, that's right.
the Bloodlines aspect of it.
Bloodlines.
So I asked JD right before we started recording. I should have waited until we started recording, but it was bothering me all day. So this implies, Iris, who's the woman who saves everybody from the Skyview incident in the beginning and
In the
has the
60s or 70s.
60s or 70s, who has the granddaughter down the line having the nightmares.
Yes.
tells the granddaughter, like, because she saved all these people, they went on to have families. And so now death is coming for all the people who shouldn't have existed. And she has this whole crazy chart of like, it's basically like a family tree, kind of like a demented family tree of like everybody who's going to die or has died. And it's implied that this Skyview incident incites all of the following final, like all of the previous Final Destination movies.
Which is how I took it.
Which is how I took it too, until this morning I was thinking about it, because also in the movie, the rules of it are you die in like family tree order. So like the grandmother dies at the beginning, and then her son dies, and then his son dies, or his daughter dies, then his 2 sons die, and then the next child dies, and then her children die. And it like, so then I was like, but then how come in the first movie, for instance, all these, I'll just use Todd. He's the guy who gets hanged in the shower.
Yeah.
His both of his parents outlive him.
Right.
So I was like, how is he connected to the bloodline?
Yeah.
And so we were debating it, and we're like, maybe Death was trying to get people from the Skyview on the plane. They got on the plane, but then these people survived on the plane, and now Death is like,
part one.
From part 1
/ part 5. Yeah.
/ part 5.
Yeah.
And yeah, so we've been wondering if that's what's happening. Death is just really bad at it.
It's just taking a long time.
Death keeps targeting these people, but then there's also more people who have premonitions, and Death is like, damn it, guys.
Son
now
of a
I have
bitch.
to go after all of you and your families. But
So the idea is the plane, Flight 180 from Final Destination was Death going after one of the descendants
of the Skyview
or
incident.
survivors of the Skyview incident, which then Devon Sawa, I think. Devon Sawa has a premonition about, which we never get an answer for the premonitions, but he gets a premonition about it, and then he and a bunch of other people escape off of that plane. So now Death gets one of the Skyview
people on the
survivors
plane,
with the plane,
but now
he's got this whole other
survivors.
group of motherfuckers who are just
like,
God damn it, these kids.
Yeah.
Like, why won't they just die?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that tracks.
So that's what I think is happening.
That's our headcanon.
And it took, it took us discussing it to figure it out, because it was bothering me, and I'm not even kidding, all day. I was like, but why? I was like trying to think. I was like, because Ali Larter's character, Clear Rivers, her dad died in a tragic accident, or not, he was murdered. He was shot while he was going to buy cigarettes.
Oh, okay.
And so I was like, okay, maybe she's a descendant.
Yeah.
But then I'm like, no, but then why did Todd die that way? And why did this person die? And like, I don't know. So maybe.
Yeah, when I went home last night, Sushan did not go with us to see it. And when I came home and kind of was giddy about how surprisingly good the movie was, I was explaining a bunch of it to her. And I was like, oh yeah. And then, they have this inciting incident back in the 60s. And then that is what creates all of the Final Destination movies, is Death going after the descendants. And it didn't even occur to me about the parents being alive. So yeah. But I think we worked around. We did all right.
I think it's like the accidents, because the accidents still do kill other people.
Yeah.
It's just there's a few other survivors. So Death is just messy.
So here's the thing, though. So if Death is going after people who should not have survived, but then there are people on that plane, Flight 180, who aren't involved at all, and he's killing off innocent people who should be alive.
Death doesn't give a shit, apparently.
Yeah, that's a real jerk.
Maybe
he seems so cool.
all those people on the plane were descendants of another crazy accident that we haven't seen yet. Final Destination 7.
Yeah. Oh, that was one. I don't know if I mentioned it earlier, but one of the other things that bothers me about the setup of these movies is the fact that the rules, they're given these rules and they mean fuck all, right? Oh, like if you save someone, then it skips you. And then you do that thing, and at the end you still die.
Doesn't skip you.
Is that the same thing that I said earlier? I feel like there were two different things, but maybe I'm conflating them. Yeah, just the fact that you have these rules. But earlier was about sort of the beats are always the same.
The beats of the movie, and it's like, okay,
but then this is the internal logic of the movie. Even the rules that these kids are given, these survivors are given, don't work at the end.
Yeah.
Everyone still winds up dead, except for maybe Kim. So yeah.
was the one who she did die. Technically, he was legally dead,
Yeah,
and then
came back.
Yeah. Okay. Did you like the log? And you know what? Actually, I take back my favorite death: the log truck cameo at the end.
Yes.
The very
Log
end.
train?
Log train.
Yeah.
At the end. Oh my god.
That was awesome.
Just when you think everything's okay, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I saved my sister. She died, and I brought her back." And then the doctor guy's like, "Well, she technically didn't die. She was just unconscious and not breathing, but her heart was still beating." And then they're like, and then train with logs that.
How did he know that? How did he know that she wasn't dead?
Maybe he's deaf.
Oh, maybe. That's right.
I thought my theory was he was the kid who was supposed to get smushed by the piano.
Right. Yeah.
And then
he
he
whispered
was
that. Like that's probably the kid.
He looked like him.
Yeah. He looked like a piece of shit.
He just looked like a know-it-all because
Yeah.
he was like, well, actually, and I
That
was
kid
like,
would throw a penny off.
I was
of
like,
the
that kid would throw a
Skyview
penny
for sure.
to try to kill somebody.
Man, I'm legit excited that this movie was good.
Yeah.
Because I had worked myself up into such a like, oh, this is gonna suck. 3 and 4 suck. I really want to go back and watch 5
I know, I really do too.
because I don't remember anything about it except for the end.
The crazy ending.
Yeah.
Where it's
Yeah.
the beginning of the first one.
What's the inciting incident of 5? Do you even remember that?
I can't
have
remember.
no idea.
Yeah.
All I remember is the
It's just
end.
the ending's just so good.
Yeah.
Shit, I was gonna say something else.
Uh-oh.
It's gone. It's gone. It flew away.
Well.
Oh wait, I can't remember.
Okay.
I almost suggested that we go see this in 4DX. And then I was like thinking about it when we were buying our tickets. I'm like, should I float the idea that it's playing in 4DX in
For anyone who
KOP?
doesn't know, 4DX is at the AMC, is it?
Yeah.
Where the seats are basically a ride.
Yeah.
And they will also shoot water at you and
Yeah.
air and all sorts of like, what do you even call that? What is that?
It was just air. Yeah, it was like puffs of air.
Yeah.
When we saw Scream 6, it was
Yeah.
like whenever he was stabbing by the face, it was like, or like
Awesome.
even like blowing air under your feet when he was like walking by or like sneaking by.
So good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
More interactive experience.
yes. Yeah. And so I was like, this might be a fun one to see in 4DX. 5 minutes into the movie, I knew we made the right choice because
Yeah.
I immediately would have vomited because it's very,
There's a lot
very
of, like-
wibbly. They're in this like, it's almost like, what is it? Like the Seattle Needle?
Yeah.
Like it's like
Yeah.
based off of Skyview hotel or not hotel restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like teetering and people are falling. They're spinning. And
Yeah.
I'm like, I would have thrown up 5
Even-
minutes into this movie.
Even just watching Scream in 4DX, I was shocked that there aren't seatbelts.
Oh my God. They
The
were
seats-
jerking us around in that movie. That was
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, yeah. The seats are like tiny, like mini love seats.
Yeah.
Like, it sits like each one sits maybe 3 or 4 people.
Yeah.
And so me and I think Noel
It
were
was
in
you
one,
and Noel,
then
and
you
we
and
were
Coaster were in another
we were
one.
next to you.
And I was just like, holy shit, this is really aggressive.
Yeah,
Yeah. But I kind of want to go back and see it in
I
4DX.
I know.
Yeah.
Now that I've actually seen it all the way through
Yeah.
and I've enjoyed the movie, I'm like, maybe I'll try 4DX. And then if I have to walk out, I walk out.
For context, I don't know if you mentioned, Alice needs to vomit after playing video games.
Just if they're first person. Everybody knows that if they've watched Inside the Morgue. I've said it out
Your
loud.
second favorite podcast inside
Yes.
the morgue. All right. If you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns, or want to tell us what you thought of Final Destination Bloodlines, please
Or any
email
other
us.
Bloodlines movie.
Oh, any Bloodlines, that's right.
Except for Pet Cemetery Bloodlines because it's not good.
I didn't bother watching it because you said it was so bad. Have you seen any of the Wrong Turn movies?
I actually haven't.
Dude,
I own
first-
them. I have the DVDs. Somebody gave them to me. I
it's
just
so
don't.
good. I mean, at least the first one with, I think Elijah Dushku from Buffy is in the first one. It's awesome.
Okay.
Cannibals, awesome. It's
I mean, I
really,
love
really
Yellow
good.
Jackets.
I was really surprised at how good Wrong Turn wound up being.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Anyway, email us at cultpopgo@gmail.com. And that's it. We did it. Thank you, Dylan.
You're welcome.
You're great.
It was a pleasure. You're great.
We did it. Another show.
Whoop.
Thank you so much for hanging out with us, and we'll talk at you later.